Apologize. Here, check out my phone, my phone video. I apologize. I hope you guys can see me now. Um, I'm pretty portable now because this thing always quit, quits on me. Yeah, but what can I do, guys? Really, that's a sucky deal. When you use your phone to be live, you can just do it right off the bat, but you have to mess with the OBS and everything. So how are you guys doing? If I can see these comments, live chats. Okay, so I have my live chats going. Uh, Hope everybody's good here, can see me. This is a disaster, man. This is such a disaster. Hi guys, how are you doing? I apologize for, yeah, you can see me, Jess. How are you doing? It's a real B word because I set this OBS thing up and it just completely failed me, right? So it's I'm sure you can hear me now. You see I've got my microphone, everything. Yeah, so it's a lower quality, but I hope it's okay. Hey Chad, how are you doing? Welcome back. Um, Welcome back to my channel here. Um, oh yeah, you having some tea? Good. Let me put my charger. Yeah, loud and clear. Uh, so yeah, so I'm just setting this camera here. Okay, so let's start up a little bit. Can move myself centered. Yeah, thank you, Jess. So should I just next time do a live on this on a phone? I have this Asus Zenfone Flip. So what it does, you flip the back camera. It doesn't have a front camera, and it just the back camera flips in front, so the full resolution camera you can see in the front. You know what I mean? So it's a Zenfone. I think Zenfone Flip 7 8. Yeah, Zenfone Flip 8. So it used a main camera for a front camera, which is awesome. So yeah, Red Gillian tonight. Great. So yeah, okay, let's jump in. Hong Kong, as you probably heard, that they open flights now for travelers to come to Hong Kong, but the quarantine is still 7 days from a hotel. You must eat their food. You must prepay. You must do the booking, and lots of airlines, they have completely lost faith in the Hong Kong government. Why would we say that? Because there's only like for example, Cathay Pacific, owned by Swire Group, they only have 2 flights a month. Okay, so only 2 flights go in to Hong Kong, and they have a new rule now because they're just the how can I say it? The airline doesn't really trust them because if they have like more than 4 to 5 COVID positive cases, they'll ban it from the country again. So that's really bad. Unlike in North America, not even North America, Singapore, Thailand, many other countries in Asia, they open up and they don't even need a quarantine now. Have you guys heard of the Shanghai lockdown? That is a very serious thing. I don't know, do you see much news or media? But what I've been seeing is really terrible. Old people have been locked in their homes. There isn't any food available. The community haven't set up all the food rations and all that. People can't go down because nowadays to prevent people from just panic buying. Yeah, you heard it, Jesse. They just come to your village and just lock it down right on the spot. So that would prevent panic buying, right? But the deal is, people are not prepared, right? So people, yeah, it's really bad. People can't get food right away. So when they can't get the food, they're starved, and the old people, they're not capable because even for other people, and they're trying to sneak over the gate, trying to escape like they're in their own prison cell. And let me tell you the truth. I mean, I'm not anti-China or anything, but this has been really, been bothering me. And so, what has happened is people have been starved to death. Okay, can you believe it? Now, 2022, people are starving to death. Yeah. and drones, everything. They try, Shanghai is a really big international city, which is very sad, and all these major companies are moving away. They're just like evacuating the Shanghai city. And I mean, Singapore is pretty happy because lots of major companies are moving or have moved to Singapore, because even Singapore have dropped all these restrictions. So there's none in Singapore now, as long as you get vaccinated. And the thing is, in Hong Kong now, they still go with this stupid 7 day, okay, the 7 day quarantine, and it's not that easy to get on a plane. I wanted to go back to Hong Kong, guys, but the deal is there's only two flights. So when I book these two flights, obviously there's only two dates. So you have to fully book, fully pay for this hotel to get in, and which is really, really difficult because everybody wants to book the hotel to get into Hong Kong, but they are not, reasoning with people. Thank you for the like. They're not reasoning with the travelers, because before in Hong Kong, when the COVID just started, very serious, they allow people to quarantine at home for 21 days at your own home, right? And you have to wear this GPS thing on your wrist, have your phone. That was okay. Okay, it was screwed up, but it's okay. At least you're in your home, right? But now you have to go to these hotels and they rip you off, right? But I don't mind them ripping me off. But please, thank you. Yeah, share the live stream. It's very lonely here. I'm a small channel. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Redham. Thank you for your like, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. So if I book, for example, there's only 2 days dates in May, for example, to come back. One early May, one late May. So I would start booking all these things to confirm. Okay, so now I paid. They will price gouge you, of course, for the hotel, and which give you really crappy food. And thank you very much, Rob. See, welcome to my channel. Welcome everybody. I'm so happy. I'm doing my live stream on my cell phone, but at least I just type in something and it's going right here, going strong. Stupid computer, stupid SLR, doesn't freaking work. OBS, I don't know how it works. Well, so it's embarrassing. It looks, last time I messed with it so long, and this time I was a little bit smarter. I just get on my phone. Anyways, so I paid everything for that 7 days, okay, for the hotel. Next thing you know, the airlines, they change the date. So within those 2 days, they'll cancel one date, okay? So when you got canceled for that date, you're screwed because you paid for all that hotel, right? So you have to rebook that hotel, make other arrangements for the new date the airline set up. And guess what? The rooms are full. So you can't even get on that phone, Yeah, Jesse, just pisses me off when the lemon. They give you empty, like two slices of lemon in an empty paper cup. Okay, that's it. And I don't know what drink is that. They'll make you vermicelli, half a slice of ham, and just pour hot water. Nice and blend, guys. That's really, I went through that and I'm going nuts, guys. But I managed to get a Craig coffee machine in my room. I bought some back from the States. So got some good capsule, So I made coffee every morning, at least for that 21 days. But people, doesn't matter, they treat people like trash in a hotel. I'm paying good money for that hotel, but you pay like 21 days, we pay like $4,000 US for it, for a family of three. And that's bullshit. Yeah, my daughter is crazy, right? I did a live stream way back in that jail hotel, and the hotel actually went bankrupt. So good for them, right? I'm not being mean, but they can't treat living guests like crap, and that's not right. So nowadays, even going back to Hong Kong, you buy a single one-way ticket, costs you like $2,000 and up one way US. Okay, so that's crazy, and they'll change your date. When they change your date, your hotel bookings are screwed. So Hong Kong government, man, it's just blowing me up. You know, China, in the mainland China, they have their own rules. Hong Kong have their own rules, but somehow I feel that the Hong Kong, one country, two systems. People are saying that, oh, no, 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 Hong Kong is like China now because of all the restriction, the national security law. But believe me, trust me, I live there. I can tell you what's happening. They are two systems, okay? Oh, my wife is here. She's stuck here. She's in Canada right now. And she's, yeah, no comment. She's supposed to leave in January. January, okay? She's still here. Yeah, so that's the thing. And I think I'm going back probably this month or the next month probably if I can keep on like booking my ticket again, that's terrible. Yeah, so that is pretty much what happened into my family. Weather is nice here in Vancouver. Um, it's about today is like almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit, very nice. But in Hong Kong, it's already 90 degrees with probably 80% humidity. It's getting really hot in Hong Kong. So Hong Kong, the government, talking about one country's two systems, Hong Kong government is pretty incompetent. They can't make their own rules because they think they will, upset the the Chinese government. Okay, but the thing is, the Chinese government, the communist government, are giving them, oh great, Jess, 80 degrees. So the Chinese government is giving Hong Kong government their freedom to make their own rules. Okay, so they make their rules. So Hong Kong, so it's a different economic zone, right? So they're trying to follow this stupid zero COVID policy, right? So how disastrous it is, like for Omicron, anyways, guys. So now you don't have to wear masks. You don't have to, a lot of things have been relaxed. The Canadian-U.S. borders have relaxed now. You don't need a COVID test. People are traveling. Like last Easter, tens of thousands of people went to the states. In the states they come to Canada because it's a good deal for the states. You come to Canada to shop, and that's 30% off that currency. Canadian dollar is pretty low, so it's a pretty good deal actually. But why Canadian? Let's go. Why the border? Everybody rushes to the border, the states, to buy stuff because the population. People are just, the Canadians are telling me, you got to understand the population. Like for example, I try to bike. Oh really? Oh, that's great. I sometimes when I go to these Asian malls, everybody's wearing a mask, so I just feel embarrassed, and I feel like out of place. So I just always keep a mask in my pocket. So here I have, you see, I have this mask, so I just always keep this in my pocket. So I'll just mask up in case, So I always have it with me. Yeah, good on you, Chad. So the population for the whole Canada or BC is like California. So think how small the population here in Canada is. So if I went to trying to buy a helmet. So in Canada, they might sell like 1,000 helmets, but the same model, okay. But if you go to the States, they probably sell 10,000. So if you can sell 10,000 helmets compared to 1,000 helmets, it would be a lot cheaper, right? And now the inflation, everything, Canada has, like these 50 years, they've experienced the highest inflation for this year, 6.5% or something. It's crazy. And every time, guys, I love Costco. I come to Costco. When I always look at the wall, avocado, like a few months ago, $8.99. Come back another week, $9.99. Come back another week, oh, $11.99. And yesterday, $12.99. What the hell is going on? I had of lettuce, not organic, okay, in Canada, is $4 US, $4.50. So if you go organic, it's probably be $6. Yeah, that's crazy. Pack of mushrooms used to cost like $1.50 US. Now it's doubled, like $3.50, $3. So that's the crazy things in Canada. So let's go back to Hong Kong. So they know, one country, two systems. So they're incompetent. So there's you look on the internet, so many people, trying to, they're not, how can I say, I'm not really anti-communist, okay? Because I live in Hong Kong, I mind my own business, but sometimes you see what's going on. You see the big picture, right? And like Singapore is really happy at what Hong Kong is doing because all the corporate companies, everybody is moving to Singapore. And in Hong Kong, they are saying this year they're going to lose 5,000 teachers, okay, in the education sector because they are moving out of Hong Kong, okay? So you're going to lose 5,000 teachers. All these private schools now, they are like 60% capacity. Before it's like 150 capacity. Everybody is, if they have a chance to leave Hong Kong, they can leave. And the British government giving the British national overseas passports a special visa. So you can move your family to UK and work there right away with a working visa. So after 4 years, you can apply for a permanent resident. Okay, so a lot of people are applying for that scheme to get out of Hong Kong because they're just sick of that, the situation, coming from the Hong Kong government. And that is very, disgusting. It's sad. Real estate properties are tanking. So one of the reasons I'm not doing this live or doing much videos because I'm in a really bad mood, because I invest the money on properties, but you can see that properties have dropped like 5 to 10% for these few months only. So like before Chinese New Year, so that's February until now, April, dropped 5 to 10%. And for the really expensive properties, like for the prime properties, they drop even more. The reason is there's no people coming into Hong Kong. And because visitors are still not allowed to come to Hong Kong, believe it or not, right now, as we are talking. What would that do to the economy? The economy would just go right to hell. Now all the shop fronts are broke. The restaurant, they closed a few thousand of them. Even still now, the massage parlors, the gym, the bars in Lan Kwai Fong, in Central, that's where the party are not allowed to be open right now, okay? So they just opened the restaurants at nighttime dining for 4 persons per table. So wow, that's a big improvement, right? So that all these restaurants, they've been losing so much money. They're just been loaning money from the bank, trying to just move on, right, to in life, but they just couldn't handle it because the rent is so high in Hong Kong, and the landlord doesn't drop the price, you're pretty much done, right? So in Hong Kong, unlike North America or other countries, for example, you rent a property, it's completely different. The rules are different. For example, when I was working in Macau a few years back, when the economy was good, I would pay $2,500 US for apartment, and that's for a 2-year lease. But after the first year, they raised my rent to 6,000 US. Well, they say after 1 year, we have the right to do that, so you can move out if you want to. So this is how Macau and Hong Kong is. There's no regulation, right? So I had to, and then I moved out of the apartment. Obviously, I'm not going to pay that much. So what I did is I found a cheaper apartment, and then I bought my own apartment. So I made a mortgage loan and everything came out well because I didn't have to pay that high price rent, and I can stay there with the mortgage. And the thing is, my property, I lived there for 2.5 years, the property doubled in Macau. So that was a pretty good opportunity. So I skipped on the rent. Yeah, hi. How are you doing? Hope life is good. Yeah, it's not very good because the property prices is tanking. So in Macau a few years back, I made double. And so in Hong Kong or Macau, there's no capital gains tax. There's no like foreigners, or there's no, in Canada, it's very interesting. They have many taxes in BC, especially. Oh, thank you. My wife hates it. Everybody tell me I'm a beggar. They say I look like a homeless beggar. So that's that's one of the reasons I'm not even shaving it now. So in Hong Kong, especially in Hong Kong, you invest in property. Thank you. It's still, it's not white yet, so it's good. Uh, so in Hong Kong, it's very good. You invest in the property market in Hong Kong, get a mortgage, and you just pay the bank or whatever. So hopefully, a few years time, you can get your investment back. So for example, in Macau, I stayed for 2.5 years. I made 100%. No taxes, straight profit in my pocket. How's that sound, guys? You didn't have to be a resident. You don't have to be, you know, anything. Resident of Macau and things. Anybody, here in my on my channel or whatever can go to places like Hong Kong, Macau to invest, and it's tax free. You only pay for the stamp duty. They avoid people from flipping now after all this madness has come. After you must own the property for 2 years, or else you pay a heavy tax. Talking about in BC, there's very interesting taxes here. So property taxes you have to pay every year. There's so many. There's the empty house property tax. Empty house. So if there's no people living in the house, you get taxed. And there are so many taxes. There's like 3 or 4 taxes. So you go broke pretty much paying taxes in BC, Vancouver, Canada. I think it's a better deal, as for me, just to rent an apartment in Canada, which is pretty economical because they pay all the property tax, pay all the rent, the government taxes, the management fee, everything they pay for, which is pretty good. And in Hong Kong, you would spend more energy or time in looking for prices. So now there are many, what do you call it? It's a bank, maybe just what's that? When people can't afford to pay the bank anymore for the property, the bank takes over and they sell it cheap. So there are a lot of these places available now in Hong Kong thanks to the government. And if these people didn't buy the property, like a longer time, like a few years ago, they just bought it recently, they're pretty much screwed because the property prices is yeah, foreclosure. Yeah, thank you. Many foreclosures are going on in Hong Kong. And even for the foreclosure prices in January, that even went down more because my friend thought it was a good deal buying a garage for foreclosure deal in January, and it's dropped another 3%. So that's the economy in Hong Kong, what's happening. And the government would just have a news conference and they would just be so ignorant. It's just unbelievable. They think, oh, nobody's leaving in Hong Kong. We don't find any skilled workers, laborers leaving Hong Kong. There's statistics show that everything's good in Hong Kong, but it isn't good. Restaurants are closing left, right, and center. All these entertainment places are closed left, right, and center. Um, the economy is tanked so bad, and the thing is, for these 2.5 years, there's no mainland Chinese that can come to Hong Kong because of the COVID thing. And still, my friend, remember I did a video saying that he hasn't seen their twins and the wife from mainland China. They're just across the border, Shenzhen. That's a 40-minute bus ride across the border from Hong Kong. They haven't seen each other for over 2 years, guys. And the madness hasn't stopped now, right? So, yeah, it's crazy. And now, I think just now the news is Shenzhen is locking down again in some villages. So now they're really quick. They'll just flash lock. So they just come in and lock down, put chains on the complex, so nobody can go out, and you just have to order food, and stuff like that. That's sad. How would you like having a family, with kids? The twins are like less than 1 years old. Now they're probably like 2.5, 3 years old. They haven't seen the dad because the dad has to work, in Hong Kong. And if they move down to Hong Kong, the prices are like New York City. So it's unaffordable, right? So that's really bad. Wow, talking about it really angers me. I talk about, people say, oh, I don't follow Serpent ZA or Matt anymore, Low Y. But, they have a point in a way because these stuff is really true, and some might not be accurate, but I many of my family members, friends are from mainland China, and it's what's going on, and they have to face the fact that life is like that, and they got to get used to it, right? And you would see, I don't know, have you seen it? But you see women, men go down with a knife, go downstairs and go to the police and say, I'm going to kill myself in front of you. Uh, you guys already locked down this complex for 2 weeks. Who's going to pay the rent? Who's going to feed my family? What can I do? I have to pay my mortgage, but the government doesn't give a beep beep. So that's really sad, because they're living they've been living their life like this, lockdown, 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 lockdown. Yeah, Chad. So you watch the ADV, yeah. It's you know they have enough experience, But yeah, so that's why Wilson, he's got so much crap, and you would see him with I did a lot of videos with him, helped him film and all that. Why I helped him filming, why I visit him, because he's getting so much crap from like security guards, from officials or whatever. Like if he holds that camera in Shenzhen or Huachuanbei, the security guards would just walk to him, tell him to shut it down, give him a lot of crap. Yeah, they repent because they already left mainland China for such a long time, and they rely is on the news, what they see, right? But for me, I get from my WeChat and everything. Every day you see all these news. You get to see the first like 20 minutes of the news or the video before they delete it, okay? So at least I saw that few minutes, and my cousins or family will call me and tell them what the hell's going on. Yeah, it's true. It can be repetitive, but I hope I'm not repetitive. Okay, let's hear a little bit story about me getting my Chinese driver's license. So my Chinese driver's license has. Hey Mario, how are you doing? Haven't seen you for a while. Miss your likes from my Facebook, man. Take care. How are you doing? Vegas, awesome city. Yeah. So what I was saying? Sorry, guys. I'm just too excited to see you guys. It's good that my son told me to do a live just to interact with you guys to keep in touch. Yeah, so what's the news? What's the news? What news was I talking about? Oh yeah, my driver's license. So it's a 10-year thing, okay? In China, you get your mainland Chinese driver's license, so you can only drive in China. If you take a Hong Kong license, you get an international driver's license, you cannot drive in China. So you are probably aware that I have dual plates. So it's unlike Mexico, Canada, or US, you can just drive across the border. There's so much bureaucracy to get a mainland Chinese license, a tag on the car to drive into China. You pay about 3 to 4 grand US just for all the paperwork every month. No, every year. Sorry about that. Oh, nice. Oh, wow. Happy birthday. I wish you good health, um, big muscles, and make a lot of money and get promoted, my friend, and a happy life. Happy birthday. Yeah, so this driver's license, I'm trying to get on this. You have to download this app to extend your driver's license, right? So you have to download, there's no Play Store in mainland China, obviously. So you have to go to their Chinese Play Store style thing, and then surrender all your rights, right? See your phone book, see your pictures, see your media, listen to your device, your mic on, and all that BS. That is true, okay? So you have to download this 12112 app, okay? That's the number. So you can, uh, yeah, Mario, welcome. So guys, say hi to Mario. He's a great subscriber of mine. Yeah, he's an awesome guy. Um, yeah, so I'm trying to get on this app. My cousins from mainland China trying to get this app. But the thing is, I gave them all my ID, all my prerequisites, but I can't get approved to delay this driver's license, the expiry date, because the rule is if your Chinese driver's license is expired for more than 1 year, you have to just do it again. Do it again. That's it. So there's about 100 multiple guess questions you have to do, and then a long test. You have to pay for all these courses to quote unquote pass the test, right? So I trying to do it, and my friend trying to do it for me, and you know, I don't know, they don't have it in North America. You have to look in the camera in that app and start talking or moving your face and smiling. So they use your facial recognition on that thing. So they have to recognize you live on this video thing or picture before you get approved, right? So the deal is, it didn't work. We were on this video call, and then he had his phone and trying to show my picture, and I'm just moving my face like that and just hello, 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 and it didn't recognize it. Somehow it knew it's from a video phone, so it didn't work. So that was the really bad part. And you know, I struggled for that for about 2 3 weeks because the license is gonna expire end of this month, right? So in mainland China, how do you take care of this business? Must be the beard, yeah. So how do you, yeah, it's true though. I think might be. So what I did is, heard of Guanxi. Um, you rub my back, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. So I just called the government officials and my friend, because I don't really want to call them. I don't really want to ask for favors, because you have to pay back, you have to entertain and stuff like that, and it's just you just feel like you owe them something, right? But I just made a call. I said, hey, this stupid app, I can't do it. I'm in Canada. He said, why don't you call me earlier? Huh? What's your problem? We're not friends anymore, blah, 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 blah. And then a few hours time, okay, I just went to the Guangzhou, the driver license office, and I just poked in a computer, and you're extended until 2024. 2024. So my license is extended for until 2024 because I just made a phone call to my friends that work for the government, at that area. So it's not renewed, but a thing is now when you can't go back to China to get your driver's license renewed, you can delay it. So now it's on the system for delayed record. I'm on a delayed official record until 2024. So that is how the system works. So I bet you guys don't hear that from ADV, right? Because it just happened to me. And then, and when you have all the, and I don't even need my ID. I don't even need anything. They just one, I think one, hey, good evening. Hey, Babu, I haven't replied you on Patreon because, yeah, as I were talking, the real estate prices that I invested on just tanking, and it's just so worrying if they call the loan or anything, and it's just been really stressful. And my Patreons, I hope you receive my little gift, and yeah, Babu, I'll get to you on Patreon messaging, and the stuff is ready for you too for shipping. Yeah, because the property prices is just giving me a headache, and you can just go back to Hong Kong, take care of business, right? And when people see property now in Hong Kong, you don't see local Hong Kong people. The upscale apartments, all you see is mainland Chinese, so they will all speak Mandarin. And for a fun fact, okay, I don't know, did anybody tell you, people from southern China, Guangdong province, and in the northern part of China, they have two languages, like dialects. They speak Putonghua, Mandarin, in the northern part. And in Guangzhou, southern China, they speak Cantonese. The way Cantonese and Mandarin speak is completely different, and for a Mandarin speaker, it's pretty much impossible to learn Cantonese. um, and the culture is really different. Even if I was talking to some guy in Mandarin, I would know how to speak it, but the way we think and how it process is completely different. So that's the difference between Mandarin speaking Chinese and Southern speaking. And the northern people uh, don't eat as much rice. They eat buns. They eat bread. They eat a lot of noodles. But in the southern part, they love to eat rice more. Okay, so actually different cultures. And in northern part, they like to eat really really spicy stuff. You know, the Sichuan peppers, you know, and stuff like that. Oh, great. Yeah, there's so many places. It's terrible, you know. Dennis, yeah, Dennis Babu, welcome him. He's an awesome patron, supported my channel for a long, long time, and we've met in Hong Kong and we ate together. Yeah, he wanted to visit me again in Hong Kong, but these COVID times are just terrible. So yeah, and how's my? There was a question. How's my kids? Yeah, they are fine doing school. One's in college, one's in high school, but they're learning uh, about the Canadian culture because Canadian culture is different to what they're being brought up. They're brought up in the States, been living in Hong Kong. They notice their accent is different and the way my kids do things and in Canada actually is different, right? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so the north actually eats a lot of buns, little of dumplings and stuff like that. But in the south, they eat a lot of rice dishes and it's not very spicy. So that you can tell, you know, it's different language, different, you know, thoughts, different traditions. Yeah, it's really different, you know, when you go to the northern part of China and south. So something in case you didn't know. So let's talk about the COVID again. Yeah, so yeah, hello, Boo Boo is Dennis. Dennis, I think are you in Minnesota, right? So yeah, and I hope I can get some wild rice. Awesome. I love your wild rice. Yeah, so uh, yeah, so you guys are awesome. So in Hong Kong, you know, it's crazy. Even my friends, you know, they haven't been, you know, since I left Hong Kong and I'm doing videos here, nobody gathered together because of this COVID Omicron, because they're so uptight about it. And you get a 5,000 US fine or a 7,000 US fine for not wearing a mask. And now there's a new rule, you know. There are cars, unmarked cars, that will catch people, okay, for doing stupid things. Like if your mask, you wear it like this, you can see your nose halfway. They give you they give you a $1,000 US fine. If you caught smoking, not in a designated area, like in the middle of nowhere, you just got off your car and just lit up, and some random car just come by, surround you with three or four guys, and give you a ticket for another 1,000 US, and that is price gouging, and that's crazy. Wow, my God, that's great. Maple syrup. Yeah. Sorry again, Dennis. I didn't reply you on Patreon. I will. I know. I read everything the day you sent me. Appreciate it, but you know the housing prices are tanking. Both commercial really started off like a year and a half ago, but now the residential areas are really tanking, and especially the 500 square foot properties below that are dropping dramatically, and which is no good. And remember, just early on this live, I was talking about in Macau, I made like 100% profit tax free, but now Macau, you know, I'll do a video on that. They will never rise again. It's done. The gravy train is over in Macau permanently. Okay, it's done. But now today we're talking about Hong Kong. So hopefully in Hong Kong, thank you, Dennis. Appreciate it. Yeah, so in Hong Kong, it's a financial hub, stock exchange, one of the largest in the world. Property prices is crazy. But now it's just dumped because of the stupid government in Hong Kong making all these stupid rules, right? So we don't know. I mean, you would ask me, would the property prices go up again? Yes, definitely it will go up. But when prices drop that dramatic, people hit the panic button, right? And because they have a lot of loans they have to take care of. Like I was making like few years ago, I was making like 5 mortgages. So every month it would be like Christmas for me. And that the pressure on that was like crazy. But the results so far, I've been doing okay. Well, I haven't lost anything yet. So that's pretty much how I survive, guys. So in Hong Kong, they're giving residents money. So they gave out like $1,200 US to every citizen in Hong Kong over 18 years old. But the thing is, they are just ticketing people, mass smoking, cars for improper parking, whatever, um, little motorbikes, scooter, delivery guys. They're even getting big trucks to clamp their whole scooter and just throw it in a dump truck. Before they never towed cars for illegal parking. Now they tow it because they can charge more, right? So this is price gouging from the government, and everybody's giving me all these pictures and reports, and it's just terrible. Hong Kong, I love Hong Kong because there's so much opportunities, in Hong Kong to make money. And I have my friends, group of friends. We trust each other, and we are always together, as a team. And I really miss them, and they're really good. No, there's no funding. It's just the government, the Hong Kong government is pretty incapable. Like even now as we speak, you know, there's no visitors allowed into Hong Kong until this moment, right? So they're gonna relax this law until May 1st. Suddenly, they just suddenly said, "Oh, well, okay, May 1st, we're gonna let tourists come in, but you still need to quarantine 7 days in a paid hotel with all your paid food, paid accommodation, everything." Why did they say, "Oh, suddenly they drop it until May 1st, everybody can come in"? Because they know they're in big shit, okay? They know it. They know it, okay? And they haven't even started all these things to Hey, Crazy Crossman, how are you doing? My friend from Philippines, my Patreon. Yeah, too bad you aren't there. Prices drop and people are panicking. Everyone. Yeah, it's very true, my friend. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, Mario, you have a very good question of the day. COVID must be zero. Yes, that's what they think. Okay, but I think it's the possibility is also zero, zero, zero. So, as I said, Hong Kong is a very good place to invest money. Oh, what happened? So you can't really, it's real estate. The property prices will always go up, no matter what. But it's just a rate of going slower or higher. And because the mainland Chinese cannot come down to buy property in Hong Kong, the market is getting really slow. And the reason is, okay, let me tell you, I'm just being really right out to you guys, straightforward, because when you get money out of Hong Kong, that's international. You can just transfer all that money out of Hong Kong. But if they take money from mainland China to Hong Kong, they can't really take it out because they always come here and they have ways to do it, quote unquote, underground, right? So where that money goes right away is they buy property. So when they buy expensive properties and they sell the property, the money becomes clean, right? Understand? So that's how it works. So before, why I told you Macau is dead is one of these reasons Macau is dead. But now even in mainland China, they just came out for a rule. Like if you deposit more than, I think, 6,000 US, you must report it to the government because now they're preventing the money made in China getting out, leaving the country, okay? And did you know, just for a fun fact, you guys heard about the Ukraine war, right? You can see Russia attacking, blah blah blah, but believe it or not, in mainland, they be all think Putin has the reasons. They know, they believe in him. They're on his side. Why I know that? Because my friends they say, oh, Putin is, such a great leader, blah 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 blah. So it's completely different views you get from watching the media here in North America and back in China or in, other countries in Asia. So that's was very interesting to me. And I met some Russian guys, friends here in Vancouver, Canada, and they think Putin is doing a good job too. It's not because they'll get in trouble for that, but that's what they really believe in. We talked a few. I talked about 5 or 6 Russian people, and even the Ukrainians. They know why the reasons this war started. And they said Russia was forced to fight this war. If not, the Europe will change. So I don't want to go too much into this politics, but that's what the other story is about, right? And it was very interesting for me, a learning curve. Okay, so let's go back to Hong Kong. So you can gather, gather with a group of 4 people now. Right now, 4 people. So later on, this is a new live I did. I'll show you the beaches last weekend. Like a day ago. Hong Kong is a day in advance, right? So on Sunday, the beaches was crowded. Everybody went to the beach. Imagine, for 2.5 years, you can't go to the beach. The beach are all fenced off and all closed. And now the weather's like 90 degrees, and it's the first day of these 2.5 years, or 2.5 years plus like 3 more months, they can go to the beach in Hong Kong. That's sad. And every friend told me I'm so lucky that I left Hong Kong just in time when the full lockdown came out. So that is pretty much the news, what's happening right now in Hong Kong. So I hope, if you have any questions, do shoot me the questions. I love to hear it, but it's great. So thank you very much. I'm gonna wrap things out if you don't have any more questions. And tonight, have you guys checked out my Instagram, by the way, and Facebook? In Instagram, I film the food I cook, but sometimes I go out to restaurants and I make pictures of the food I eat too. It can be very interesting. Hope I can get some follows there too on my Instagram. And tonight I'm making sweet and sour pork, right? So hope it's gonna be good. And just let me talk just a few minutes on sweet and sour pork. If you want that sweet and sour pork to be flavorful, don't use the pork loin. A lot of people use pork loin, but use pork butt or pork shoulder. Use that, marinate it for a few hours. Excuse me. I'm getting hungry, that's why. It would taste really good. So, anyways, thank you very much for watching. I apologize. It was such a mess getting onto the live with an awesome camera, but everything wasn't that awesome. And anyway, that's it. Again, thank you very much for my subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you, my patrons, for coming in and joining my conversation. And yeah, stay tuned and comment below if you have any questions or whatever. Okay, take care, guys. Have a great evening, Sunday evening. Bye.